Nope, hold on. Alright, thank you. Alright, looks like we're live. Okay. Alright, and we're live, pal. Once again, baby. So, hey, Andy here. And let me readjust this camera. It's a little too, or actually, no, shit, it was the right height. I was just too far back. I don't like it. Alright, cool. Jesus. Ugh, I'm getting that helmet hair already. Definitely got to get in for a cut. Because it's not the winter months. So, yeah, I don't need the fro. Show. Save that for the fall. Alright, so how you guys doing today? Got myself some brekkie. Got ourselves good old tuna sando from Family Mart. This is different than the 7-Eleven version. This is tuna and cheese. The cheese is kind of, it's kind of, tastes like American cheese. Like a slice of Kraft or whatever you pull out from the fridge. Nothing too special. But add a little bit of sriracha and some mayo, and it'll be good to go. So, regardless, these are pretty good too. They're 139 yen, about $1.25 in the Burger Bucks. We also got some, and I got 2 of them, by the way. And we also got some coffee. So we got the Boss of the Espresso. I don't know how much the coffees were. I forget. I think the Boss Espresso was also about 135 yen, 130 yen, something like that. This was 114 though, Boss Black. So I usually like to mix coffee with sugar and cream and stuff in it with black, depending on how much caffeine I need. But because I've been having trouble sleeping, I'm reducing the amount of caffeine that I have. Out there on that bike, I see you, Andy. AMS. No, I'm not on the bike today, although I will be on later. But gotta get some brekkie. Yo, what up, Charles? How you doing today? So let's go ahead and get some music on. Words. Anyway. Some Zenbuster. See if he has anything new. Because he's always streaming live, I don't always see the notifications. And plus, YouTube gonna YouTube, right? So let's see if he's got any new shit. I don't really see any new shit. But I guess we'll get the 1 hour lazy Saturday comp, and we'll go ahead. Okay. Is it on? It's not on. Headphones. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright. Hopefully it's not up too high. I don't know, it's been kind of hit or miss. Like either it's like way too quiet and you can barely hear it, or like it's overwhelmingly loud. So if there's any issues with that, just let me know so I can correct it. So I don't go back and look at the stream and be like, oh, it sounded terrible. How did I not know? Yeah, man, I'm glad you guys really liked the bike stream. It was just something I just kind of did on a whim, Like I've been sitting here working on editing stuff, as well as doing schoolwork, and I just kind of got to a point where, I just needed to like get out of the house for a little bit, try something different. Like I said, I like the concept, but I think if I want to do it seriously, I'll have to invest in like a pocket Wi-Fi or something like that. So it might just be like an every once in a while thing. Plus, if I do it too much, as you guys remember last time from the old Breakfast in Japan live streams, had to do all the data throttling and stuff like that, which was not fun. I couldn't do shit on my phone for like a month. Ugh. 35 years old and it felt like I got grounded. Shit was not cool. But regardless, so yeah. So this sriracha is a little special. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little more liquidy than it normally is. And the reason behind that is I did a little bit of finagling with this. I got some Blair's Sudden Death hot sauce, which is like really spicy. Mix that with some lemon juice and put that in here. So I really like that little citrus ting or tang that it gives to hot sauces. And there's a lot of hot sauces that incorporate that. I see mango habanero being a favorite combination. Pineapple habanero is another one. Stuff like that. Also, like, you know, chilies and lime. It's another good combination. But in any event, so we'll tilt the camera down so you can see how I'm building this shit. And you get to see all this, and all this. Ugh. Oh well. I did eat healthy today, guys. This is just kind of, I just ate because I got up like really early this morning. So I'm like already fucking hungry. Had myself a smoothie and like 4 bananas. I think is how much it was. Cause yeah, I bought some bananas yesterday, but forgot to eat them. Cause you know shit happens. And they actually turn out to be like really good if you wait for a day. Because bananas here are like, you know, they're not quite at my level of ripeness. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're technically ripe, but they're not quite where I want them. So if you let them chill out for like a couple days, not too long though, but just a couple days, then they get to the right ripeness. But it's all good. Another thing you can do is just go to the store, and usually they have like heavily discounted fruits, you know, that are near expiration. Bananas are always a safe bet. I was able to get like insanely cheap bananas just because they were a little old. Mayo and hot sauce sandwiches, dude. It's a fucking wombo chombo combo, man. I'm telling you. Ooh, man. The extra ingredients really do it too. The lemon juice and the extra hot sauce. Cause like, I like sriracha, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's normally just like entry level hot. You know, it's like Fisher Price Play School's my first hot sauce, you know? And it goes great on everything. I remember there was like an old school meme back in the day. You know, I put sriracha on everything. Those were big back in my day. You know, that was also, I think that was kind of during the bacon meme craze, where like put bacon on everything. Yo, what up, Andy? Alright, good. Yeah, long time no speak, man. Hope things are good on your end. For me, things are pretty darn good. In fact, they're the best they've been in a while. At least the outlook is. Because Oh yeah, for sure, Lucas. Just they were kind of memeified and got a little cringy after a while. Saving for a house isn't easy. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Oop. Accidentally bumped something. Regardless, yeah, it's definitely going to be a while for me before I even think about something like that. Although since I'm a veteran, I do qualify for the veteran home loan, which is as like a lower interest rate and stuff like that, and fun times. But I wouldn't really even consider something like that unless I'm like really secure in my job. So think about doing this YouTube thing myself for a bit. Nothing of interest to discuss. Oh, this guy fixes my washing machine. Oh, dang. Yeah, you know, like with the whole YouTube thing, you'd be surprised, man. Like, I thought when I first started it back in the day that, like, who the hell would listen to me, right? You know, when I originally signed up on YouTube for, like, the first 2, almost 3 years, I was just, like, a commentator. Well, I mean, not a commentator, but, like, a commentor. Like, I go to channels and stuff that I watch and leave comments and stuff like that, but I never really saw myself as, like, doing YouTube, and plus I didn't have a camera at the time. You know, this was before, you know, there was cameras on smartphones or even smartphones, you know, unless you were like in the super primo crowd. Yo, what up, Jason? Good to see you on here again, dude. Yeah, great benefits, steady income from the Navy each month. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, as far as the whole slowing things down, most interesting city in the world, and jealous of the thought. Yeah. That definitely helps. Back when I came back from Japan to go back to America, I didn't exactly go back to some of the more interesting cities, you know, so there wasn't a whole heck of a lot to do. But yeah, that definitely helps. But, you know, with YouTube, there's also a lot of stuff you can do where outside environment doesn't really matter. So, like for me, and this is something we'll get into later in the stream. It's the reason I titled it Slowing Things Down. So I decided to, well, as the title suggests, slow some things down. Namely with freelance work. Because it's just been really hard for me to vlog of the hurricanes and wildlife. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I know there's a lot of vloggers out there in Florida. I mean, it depends, I guess, where in Florida. I don't know if you're like Orlando, Pensacola, whatever. But regardless, so the reason I decided to title this "Slowing Things Down" is because I'm gonna be slowing down on freelance projects because with school and everything coming up, or not coming up, but it's already here. It's just getting harder and harder for me to work on stuff. And plus, I just been feeling like I really want to get back into doing YouTube for myself. You know, like I mean, there's so many of these live streams where I always come on here and say, like, man, I wish I could make this video, but I got freelancing projects, and I got this other job, and school's coming up, and all this, that, and the other. And I felt like really depressed about it. And it even got to a point where, you know, I wanted to do stuff outside of YouTube, but it's just like, fuck, man, I literally don't have the time, you know. So, YouTuber, travel tuber, might just do reaction videos. Yeah. Oh, bringing back reply girls, huh? Yeah, reaction videos are just like the new reply girls. Although, to be fair, there are some that are better than others. But, regardless. So, anyway. Yeah, I've decided to slow things down on the... Yeah, more Mr. Peachy, right? Well, actually, with this slowdown in freelance stuff, I'm still going to be doing freelance stuff, but just not nearly as much as I was for the past couple months. Just because, you know, I can't with school, for one. And for two, it's just getting to be too much for me, man. Like, it's starting to get like too stressful. Like I feel like I'm just like always at my desk for everything, and shit's starting to fucking hurt, you know. And it's like, oh, go out and do yoga, go out and get some exercise, and I'm like, well, I got class in a few minutes, and after that I gotta work on this project, and then, you know, this weekend I gotta work on this thing, and it's just a whole to-do. So I decided to par down on a lot of my freelance projects and just focus on, you know, the ones that I really, you know, that bring in the most money, you know, so that way I'm not so crunched with that, you know, get some more time, get some more money. No kids and have a dad bod, right? Well, you know, 35, so I've seen a lot of other folks that are in way worse shape than me. Some of them y'all might know. That's neither here nor there. So anyway, with all this extra time that I'm going to be having, it's going to give me a lot more time to work on my own YouTube videos, is the point I was trying to make. But coffee, you know. Yeah, exactly, you know. Because this whole burnout period, I think it really started last year. Late last year. Like, I had little bits and pieces of it, you know, earlier last year. But I think, like, the moment I really noticed it, where, like, it wasn't, like, just gonna go away in a couple weeks, was near the end of last year. It's usually, like, with me, with burnout, if I'm starting to, like, feel like, you know, shit's not really happening, usually my go-to strategy is just kind of stop for a little bit and then give myself, like, a week or two. Not even focus on YouTube, don't even think about it, just watch some stuff and go about my life. And then eventually, you know, I'm going to get that urge, I'm going to get, like, that one idea that I'm going to, like, fuck yeah, let's do this. But now, it's a little different because, like, this burnout was way different than my other ones, because whereas before, it was kind of a lack of ideas or anything, like, substantial that I could, like, really put my time and energy into. You know, I never ran out of ideas. Like, I keep, like, a whole log of ideas, and I could, like, pull any one of them out and start working on a video. But it's mostly just time and energy. Energy especially. Like, fuck, man. You know, that's why I started, even though this is a bad example, I started eating healthier. I was making smoothies, incorporating more fruit and vegetables in my diet, stuff like that, you know. And that's definitely helping. That is definitely helping. But yeah, if you feel burnout, do you sidetrack to a secondary project and go back to the primary one? Sometimes I do that. You know, like, especially with freelancing, it's pretty easy to do. Like, if I'm, like, trying to come up with an idea for myself and nothing's happening, fuck it, whatever, just put it on the back burner. I'll just work on this other freelance project, and then when it comes to me or whatever, I'll just pick it back up again. No big deal. But, yeah, last year was just, everything just fucking ground to a halt. The Tikio Ham Real Truth documentary. I should, right? I really should. But that's gonna, I don't know, man. Like, I think it's gonna catapult him to, like, get, like, a career revitalization. So I don't want to do something like that. Morning, Twin Lamps. How you doing today? But, yeah, so I also got this idea for a new video series. It's not going to be about the Tikio Ham real-life documentary, which has already been well documented elsewhere. You're supposed to give me a break, man. Jesus. Yeah, give me a break, man, is old meme. Goodness. Yeah, he was fucking huge back in the day, man. Like, he tried to, you know, be the Philly D and stuff, but, you know, whatever. But definitely felt more burnout when I was a freelancer. I haven't said that when things were going well, so never felt more creative and free. Yeah, exactly, because with being a freelancer, like, the pressure is off of you as far as, like, coming up with certain creative ideas. You know, like it shifts from having this project be all about you and about, you know, what the client or the creator wants, you know. So in a lot of ways, there's less pressure because you're not the face of it. Like if, you know, if things go completely wrong, like worst case scenario, you're not going to work for that client anymore and you move on to something else. But at the same token, as a freelancer, you want to do a good job because, you know, with freelancing, the best clients are recurring clients. So it's a lot easier to get recurring business from a previous client than it is to like hunt fresh clients. Although if you want to raise your rates, that's a little bit more tricky, you know. Which is another reason why I cut back on a lot of freelance projects, because that way, you know, when I come back to it, I can raise my rates, and it's not going to be an unhealthy relationship, you know. Because that was my thing, and I know like some people may think, oh, he just, you know, he doesn't do it. He just does it for the money. He doesn't care. But like, you know, it comes to a point in your life where it's like, you know, you got to, it's about opportunity cost, right? Like, if I sink, you know, some time into this freelance project, what am I giving up to do something like that? Could I be taking time away from marketing myself to another higher paying client, or working on my own stuff, or school, or whatever? And that's just something I've been dealing with for a long time now, was the opportunity cost of doing freelance work versus doing my own stuff. And for a while I was just like, whatever, I can just put my YouTube channel on hold. Like, you know, it's only getting a couple bucks a month. Like, who cares, right? You know, meanwhile I'm getting like hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands, for certain projects. But yeah, I felt like I was doing really well and kept on going. But I always felt like this urge to like get back into doing YouTube myself. You know, it's like, you know, I kind of thought like, I still have ideas. I can still do this YouTube thing. You know, I still haven't completely given up on it. But then I would think like, if I wanted to do this idea or work on this video, I would have to give up on freelance projects. And it's one of those things where, you know, with freelancing, it's a lot easier to, you know, ramp up production than it is to ramp down, because then, you know, clients are likely to like find somebody else and they just like forget about you and completely drop you. So that was another big worry of mine, of what if I kind of dip out for a little bit, take a break, you know, slow things down. Will they just be like, fuck it, we'll just get some editor from the Philippines to do it for like $5 for 500 videos, like old Hambone maybe. Well, that's what he threatened me with anyway, so. But regardless. So I decided, I got this idea, I really want to move forward with it. And, you know, I also want to work on my own brand as well, so that way, even when, because with, I watched this video by The Future, by Chris Do, and he really put it to me in a way that I hadn't heard before. And it was like, if you're doing freelancing, you're basically in like a hunter-gatherer sort of mindset, where you eat what you kill. So you have to go out, get clients, get gigs, and then whatever you get, you know, that's what you get. And that's it. So you can get some pretty lucrative kills. You know, you can get some saber-toothed tigers and some woolly mammoths and shit like that. And I've gotten a couple of them. But there's also times where, you know, you got some slim pickings. Not a whole lot out there in the field. And you start to starve, financially speaking, obviously. So it's this kind of feast or famine mentality that's also been really hard for me too. Thankfully, you know, with the GI Bill and everything, it's helped keep me afloat, you know, while I was in school. And now that I'm back in school, I can literally afford to kind of taper it down with, you know, all the freelance gigs and just focus on the ones that I really like, you know. Like, I even told Eric Surf 6 the other day, like, you know, I want to work. The only stuff that I want to edit is, yeah, I'll find a good woman for sure. And that's another thing too, because like with all this time being, you know, with all this time like working on stuff, like I don't have time to socialize or meet with the women's, you know. It's fucking sad, bro. But, you know, now that I'm getting more time, you know. And like I just started slowing some things down, so like don't expect me to like find someone tomorrow and hey guys, we're getting married, kekkon shimashita, you know. Like, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And that's what that's why I don't want to like also another reason why I don't want to like document my weight loss journey or anything like that, because for me it's more about, you know, changing lifestyle over time than it is about, you know, just incorporating this crash diet and losing a bunch of weight and then all of a sudden my baby getting married. I want to marry one YouTuber in Japan. She's a cutie though. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it would be see, honestly, like she's about the same age as me, which I don't mind. Actually, I think she's a little older than me. No, she just turned 35, so no, she's younger than me. Never mind. And she seems like a nice girl for sure, but she's also a vegan, which, like, I don't mind eating vegan foods. You know, like a lot of people think, oh, you're fat, you don't like healthy food. It's like, nah, it's not like that. I like healthy food. I just like unhealthy food as well. So, you know? But yeah, it just wouldn't work between me and her, sadly. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. I don't know. Personally, and it's just my opinion. She like married? No, she got divorced from a Korean dude. This is several years ago. That's why she moved back to Japan. So, yeah, she's just a little bit younger than me, you know. Which I don't mind. I mean, shit. She looks good at that age, you know. Fuck, it's awesome. Yeah, skincare routine is definitely critical. It's definitely something I got to do too. You know, getting up there. Although this, you know, this the light in the glasses kind of hide it, but you know, especially filming in 4K, I go back and look at the footage. I'm like, yeah, Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, I think, you know, dating a YouTuber would be interesting, and it would probably match my style more than just dating a normie. You know, because like it'd be fun to like date a normie. Just beard be grown well though. Yeah, I actually trimmed it, to be honest. It does need a little extra on the chin, but yeah, I trimmed it fairly recently. Yeah, the light in the glass is absolutely deceived because like you can't see my fucking editor rings with all that fucking shit. You know, it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, I always fucking look like this because I'm always in front of a computer all the fucking time. You know, so yeah, like time has not been kind to old Hambone. No, actually, he's 34. He's just a year younger than me. So, but I understand what you're saying. You know, like socially active but trusted. Yeah, I don't know. I thought about that. I mean, it just depends. You know, like I'm not super picky. You know, it just, if I get along with them, awesome. You know, doesn't matter if they are or aren't a YouTuber. I'm just saying, like, if I would date a YouTuber, the lifestyles would be a lot more compatible, just because like they'd understand, oh, he's working on a video, oh, she's working on a video, and plus we could also like, you know, work, you know, and help each other's channels, like if, you know, she needed a camera person or something like that, or, you know, wanted me to like edit a video or something, you know, or whatever, you know, if she was like a makeup tutorial channel, she could do like my boyfriend did my makeup or something like that. I know it's not 2012 anymore, but regardless. Date a regular girl. So him, Drew's like 55. Yeah. Smokes like an old Volkswagen. Drinks like a sailor on leave. He still has decent skin. Yeah. I drink like a sailor on leave too. Because I was a sailor back in the day. But I get you. And it also has to do with genetics too. Like, you know. Sometimes you do things right. And plus, even when I think like I'm starting to look like shit, I go back and look at some other kids from my high school on Facebook. You know, every once in a while I see them pop up, and it's just like, ah, Jesus. Like they look 10, 15 years older than me. You know, plus, at least I don't have to worry about gray hair just yet. You know, there's a couple little bitty strands here and there, but nothing too serious. Like I don't have the salt and pepper action going on, so, you know. But if I'm like my dad, give another 4 or 5 years and, you know, it's gonna look like this shirt, basically. Which, but you know, I don't mind going gray. I just don't want to go bald. So, thankfully, my follicles have been gripping on tight. If you couldn't tell by the floof. So, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Fat, balding, or major weight gain, yeah. Yeah, that's basically what happened to my high school class back home. Like, there was even this girl that I really wanted. You know, she was, you know, kind of the typical like high school like cheerleader type girl, and I was like super attracted to her. I was like, oh man, she's so fucking hot. Just oh man, she's a fucking business. And I go and I look at a picture of her, and not like a recent picture, like I think when she was like in college, so like a few years after graduating high school, so physically she wasn't all that different. And I go back and look at her now, I'm just like, she looks like a real estate agent, dude. Like, what the fuck? You guys know what I mean? Like, they're not like the old like mom energy ones, but the ones that are still kind of hot, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they got that like, it's different, you know. I'm kind of looking at it as like, you know, probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. You know, nothing disrespectful, still mildly attractive, but, you know, not like smoking ass hot, you know. I was just like, huh. Perils of living in a small town. You know, my palate has changed, to say the least. But yeah, like you said there, Dequan, Drew's fat and bald, and he's still got married. And speaking of, not Drew, but old Hambone, I've been recently lurking in the old JCJs recently. And just seeing all the shit about old Hambone. I'm like, god damn. And you know, there's some people in there, like yourself, and others, you know, talking about his weight gain and how he's, you know, not going to post any pictures of the scale. And I'm like, did you guys, like, honestly even think there's a scale in Japan that can weigh him? I'm not saying that to be facetious. Like, I'm being, like, 100% honest. Like, most of these scales top out at, like, 100 and, not even 100, but, like, maybe 175 or 200 kg? Maybe? And that's, like, the industrial size ones. Like, the little glass one I got, I think tops out at, like, 170. So, like, unless he wants to weigh himself one ass cheek at a time, like, it's not happening, guys. So, you know, I'll give the devil his due as far as that goes. So unless the TKO Sam fam can, you know, yeah, exactly. And that's something you guys didn't really consider. Everybody's all like, oh, come on, come on, Ham. Post some pics of the scale or it didn't happen, bro. And I'm like, he probably can't. You know? So unless you guys want to donate for a special thick boy scale, then that shit ain't happening. But I saw a stream last night, no way. Yeah. I'm in, yeah, the irony's not lost on me. Like, I'm talking about how fat somebody is while I'm shellacking on mayonnaise on a fucking tuna sando. So yeah, the irony's not lost on me. But yeah, speaking of which, I did see his stream last night, and he was just fucking, ugh. I was like, he's literally doing the same shit that he was doing last year. Like, he hasn't done anything different. Physique posted. Oh, seriously? Damn. Well, regardless, if he is being serious about it, then good for him. It's long fucking overdue. But, oh, he did that shit recently? Again? Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, Jason. It's not fucking worth it, man. You know? It's just not worth it. Oh, you didn't get a Discord update on the stream? That's weird. Huh. That's odd. I'll have to check that out later. But yeah, thanks for the update. No, it wasn't intentional. I think JCJ gets about Ham now. It's not just another Dopey J vlog. It was actually a bad person. It's managed to piss off most people that he's not in the band. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, man. Like, you know, and I do kind of love the debates you guys have been having between, like, you know, who's worse. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, he's pretty much disowned his whole family. But that's been going on for years now. That's nothing new. You know. He hated his family growing up. And he's talked about this online, so I'm not spilling any new tea. But, yeah. You know, he had some issues growing up, so. Obviously. But. I mean, I wasn't there for very long. I just kind of, like, went in to, like, kind of peek in. And then I, like, popped out. I'm just curious, you know? Because, you know, I pop in on the... Yeah, exactly. That's how I usually am. But every once in a while, I just kind of, like, look back to kind of see, like, what they're up to. And plus, Deck1 gives me the fucking Tikio Ham news update every time I stream. So it's just like, you know. It's like I don't care, but at the same time, it's being foisted upon me. So I should at least see what's going on. But I wasn't there for very long. I was just like a little in and out. I don't even remember what happened. I was just seeing him in like the same fucking spot in the guest house, and it was just like, ugh. You know. So. Yeah. That's the thing, man. And I hear about it from other people. Yeah, Deck 1 reporting for duty, sir. Yeah. Yeah, you should give me the Tikio Ham news report every time I come on stream. Although you basically do that anyway. So, regardless. But yeah, you know, he's just, he's burned every bridge with people. And I remember when I first made that video talking about the truth between me and Tikio Sam, I was afraid that a lot of like the Tikio Sam fam's gonna come in there and in the comments and tell me, "Fuck you, Andy San, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just fucking ungrateful. You just want more money because you're a fucking fat Jew pig or whatever the fuck." Because you know I got the long nose and I got the curls and the hooks, so everybody thinks I'm a fucking Jew, which I'm not. It's fucking 4chaners. There's nothing wrong with it, by the way. So, but yeah, I was afraid of getting like a whole bunch of backlash from it, you know, because the thing is with like with his audience that are still around with him, like they haven't. Thanks, Jason, I appreciate it. But yeah, with his audience, you know, they don't really know the real Sam, or haven't really been around Sam long enough to kind of see through his bullshit, you know. They just see him as like this funny, loud, brash personality, and that's it, right? And you know, there's really no separation between Tikio Sam the character and Sam the person. And I think that's the thing that's kind of gotten him the most in trouble, is that he doesn't know when to turn that off and just be a normal fucking human being, you know. You know, he just sees himself as, you know, the fat, loud, brash foreigner, and I don't give a fucking shit on my dad's dick. Oh, Dad. I'm so funny, Dad. You know. And he just keeps on going through friends like... goes through friends faster than Big Macs, is what I always say. And he even reached out to a couple people that I know, asking for collabs, and I'm like, bro, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like letting the vampire in. Don't you fucking do it, man. So. Just how it is. But, that shit's in the past. So, you know. Aside from the daily stream reports that I get from Deck 1, and just occasionally popping in every once in a while, I don't really give a shit, you know. Karma's a bitch, and that's all I'm going to say about that at the end of the day, guys. So, but, moving on to other things. So now that I have more free time, one of the things I want to work on is building up my editing channel, because there was a recent change in the algorithm, and I put out a video, but I took it down talking about it because it appeared to just be, yeah, that's right, same ham time, same ham place. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, regardless, so there's a thing with the algorithm. Wasn't recommending my videos enough on the editing channel, and it was it apparently was just a glitch. Like, it wasn't like a for realsies change, and YouTube has sought to correct it, but you know, it had adversely affected the viewability of my editing tutorials. And originally when it happened, I thought it was just because the recent tutorial that I did didn't do all that well. So I was just going to give it some time and, you know, let it propagate through the system. Because that's how tutorials are, man. Like, they're not like automatic bangers. You know, you gotta got to give them a couple weeks to breathe and get into the system with the search engine optimization and stuff. And then once they hit their stride, then it's off to the races, you know. But yeah, this one didn't really do so well, and it basically cut my revenue in half from that channel, which wasn't much, but still, it's just like, shit, you know. So I was thinking, you know, well, I could just do more tutorials, you know, because I haven't been doing them for a while and all this, that, and the other. But I was thinking, like, tutorials, I mean, tutorials are okay, but, like, I don't know. So what I was thinking was doing other types of, you know, video production type content on that channel. It was something I was thinking about for a while. I just didn't really know what I wanted, you know. So I think I'm going to be taking this time away from doing freelance projects, aside from my commitments with school, of course, it's number one. We'll be working more on that channel, you know, really building it up, working on some good content for that. So it's going to help, you know, get it in the system. And the thing with video editing content, like, it's always like evergreen, unless it's like news-based content, you know, so people will be searching for it all the time. And you know, I was looking at channels like Hillier Smith. He was the main inspiration actually for me doing this type of content, where I kind of like do like breakdowns of popular videos. So it's kind of like a reaction video, but a lot more in depth, where I go in and, you know, break down certain elements of a popular video and see like what works, what didn't. Like, if I were the editor, what would I have done differently? And because, like, my whole thing is, you know, I've watched like a shit ton of these like get big on YouTube channels, and you know, after a while they all just end up kind of saying the same shit. You know, make good content, do it consistently, you know, and you'll get big on the YouTubes. Do what you love, you know, have fun with it, stuff like that. Well, those platitudes are nice and nothing technically wrong with it. It's just so general, you know. What's up with the... Okay, I guess it's just a little slow. So I figured we would make videos that would break down other videos that are considered quality content, and see like what made those videos successful. Just, you know, from someone on the outside looking in. You know, obviously I don't have their Premiere project or Final Cut project or whatever in front of me, so, you know, I can't break it down entirely. But we can at least analyze things. So it'd be kind of almost like a film analysis in a way. That was another way I was thinking about approaching it, but not quite as in depth. So it's kind of working out, balancing between, you know, really heavy analytical stuff, as well as, you know, keeping it light and sort of entertaining. And I think it's definitely going to take a while before I find that right balance, but, you know, I think the general bones of the idea is really good. I think it has a lot of potential. And to be honest, there's not a whole lot of people out there doing stuff like this. Certainly not on the regular. You know, I was looking up. Hello. What is up? But regardless. So I definitely want to do more of that kind of stuff, in addition to, you know, a tutorial or two every once in a while. Kind of throw in some more evergreen content in there. But, you know, just kind of make it a little bit more varied for content for that channel. And then for Age of Pandy, you know, there's definitely some ideas, of course. And things are, I wouldn't say they're getting better, but I guess I'm just more acclimated to this Culinary Channel World Tour environment. and I want to do more of that kind of content as well. And plus, the fun thing is, even though I know that the Energy Pandy content won't do that well comparatively, just because, you know, I'm a small channel, and even if it's a good video, it's not going to get a whole lot of views right off the bat. But one of the things I want to do as far as brand strategy is incorporating stuff from my other two channels onto my editing channel, and kind of giving you, like, you know, editing breakdowns of my own stuff as well, to kind of show, like, okay, I filmed this thing out in Tokyo and we're going to this place, and I'll actually have the project available so I can show you guys, okay, so we shot this out in, I don't know, Yogi or something, and, you know, giving a little bit of behind the scenes sort of action, and kind of showcasing, like, why I chose this shot, and explaining kind of my editing strategy. So that way it'll bring traffic in for my editing content, and then the traffic from that is going to go to the finished product to kind of see, like, what the whole thing looks like, and it'll be this kind of this, you know, synergistic sort of deal. So while the editing channel and even this channel comparatively will be considered secondary channels, you know, the runoff from the editing channel will help kind of boost the traffic up a little bit. So that's the idea anyway. We'll see how it works in practice. So, yo, hello. We're getting all these new people in here. Not sure if you're bots or not, but I'm just gonna let you go for now. But we'll see, regardless. So yeah, it's just kind of the plan moving forward. And plus, like I said in my previous vlog, I'm going to be getting a new camera. So I got my eyes set on the Sony Alpha 7 Charlie, the A7C. Might be Ham Fam Folios. Yeah, it's possible. I'm going to let them go for now. If they start acting a fool, then put the band hammer on them. But so far so good. Just keep an eye on you guys. I see you. I see you. But, yeah. Born to Year's Eve 2011. I don't know what that means. Money. It's okay. I'll just drop them. It's fine. I don't even know what any of that shit means, but yeah. It's all good, Decwan. I just put him in timeout for a little bit. So, nothing personal, kids. Besides, I gotta get going here soon anyway. This coffee is making a pit stop, and we're approaching that stop. So, if you know what I'm saying. But regardless, so I'm going to be looking to get the Sony A7C, because one of the good things about being a workaholic is that once the checks come in, the checks come in. And boy, they're coming in. So a lot of people are like, well, how can you afford that camera? You can barely afford to exist. And I'm like, I have my ways. I have my ways. So, yeah, once the checks start coming in, I'm looking to get it probably the end of the month, once that first big GI Bill check comes in. So once that comes in, and we, you know, calculate further expenses and stuff like that, then we'll see about getting it. So I figured just, you know, get the... Yeah, I looked away one time. I missed action. Oh, no worries, Jason. Nothing too major happened. I just put a couple jokers in timeout. Nothing serious. I'm gonna be ending the stream here shortly anyway, so it's all good. It is what it is. But yep. literally looking forward to getting that camera. Originally, I was going to get the A7 III, but then I realized the record limit that it has, which is like a little under 30 minutes. Which, I mean, for my content and stuff, it's fine. But, you know, there's some content where I got to leave the camera on continuously, and you know, I can't like go up to it like every half hour and like, you know, press record and then press record again. You know, I just, you know, sometimes I can't do that. You know, so, and plus, in addition to that, the A7C has like the newer Sony autofocus, which is like way on top of things. Like Sony autofocus in general is really fucking good, but this new autofocus, man, that's some shit. That's some good shit right there. And plus, I just miss being back in the Sony family, dude. Like, I'll be honest, I love Panasonic. Panasonic's really good. I love the stabilization, the easiness, or the ease of the menus, and just the reliability of the gear, and it just works. Like Panasonic, it just works. You know, and it has a good track record with the GH5 being a proper, you know, I guess like amateur filmmaker camera on an extremely low budget. Like, you can get those things for like, probably get the body for like $1,200 used, and even cheaper, or no, $1,200 new, and even cheaper used. So, you know, the thing I love about the Micro Four Thirds system is that it's very easy and very affordable to get into, and it's a great starter system. But with full frame cameras really becoming a lot more affordable, I mean, affordable being relative, of course. They're still pretty fucking expensive, but they're a lot less expensive than they were before. And just with all the new features and everything they have, I'm just like, how can you not, right? It's just too much good shit going on. And originally, when I was going to go back to Sony, I was going to go back to the APS-C system that I had, because before I had the Sony Alpha 5000 and the 5100, and I love the 5000. Honestly, I didn't have much time with it. I mostly used it as a photography camera, and I love the 5100, but it would just overheat like all the time, so I could only use it for like maybe 8 or 10 minutes. So I always felt like my videos were really rushed, you know, and it was just kind of hard. I love the picture quality. Picture quality was fantastic, and the autofocus was always on it. And I was going back and looking at some of the pictures that I took with it, and I'm just like, man, I think that's the thing that kind of sold me on moving away from Panasonic, was the picture quality. Because I tried, during when the cherry blossoms were in bloom here in Kawasaki, I tried taking some pictures with my G85, and it just wasn't the same, man. Like, picture quality was honestly like comparable to my cell phone. You know, obviously depth of field was a little better, but the colors were just not there. It didn't impress me much, to say the least. It just was, you know, I tried making some stuff. Some of the pictures I did post of Instagram, or on Instagram, were the golden koi fish, the goldfish. I tried doing some stuff with it, making it a little artsy. It turned out okay, but I don't know, man. It just didn't really impress me much. And I go back and look at some of my old pictures that I took with my entry-level, budget-ass, cheapo A5100 from like 4 to 5 years ago, and I'm just like, whoa! And keep in mind, it was just, there was some with the zoom lens, but it wasn't like a super-duper high-end zoom lens. It was just kind of the basic deal. I think it was an 18-200, memory serves. So that's how I was able to get those like really close shots of Sarashima, Monkey Island. Use that zoom lens. But most of the time, man, it was just with the fucking kit lens. So it wasn't like I had like really super snazzy glass to make it look good. Like, it was just basic shit, you know. I was just able to go in there and just tweak so many colors, and you know, now they got like, and I think that was just with 8-bit too. Which I know a lot of people, especially photographers, like 8-bit, ew, gross, 8-bit, ew. But even with that, it looks pretty fucking awesome, you know. And now they got like 14-bit dynamic range and all this other shit. And I'm like, bro. And plus with full frame, I've never had a full frame camera before. So I want to take advantage of that big ass sensor, get more data, clear photos, and just all that shit, man. And you can also put it in like Super 35 APS-C mode. Or I think it's just APS-C mode, where it's cropped in a little bit. So you can use the smaller, more affordable APS-C lenses, which I think would be great for like zoom photography. For everyday stuff, not really. But so how did I end up in Japan? Well, that's a long story. But the TLDR version is excuse me, damn, this coffee is going through me. I got accepted to a university out here in Tokyo and was able to fly in before this whole Coloni Macaroni business was even a thing. I was at the tail end of 2019, like literally right before it all happened. So, you know, I just sold all my shit, got on a plane, and headed my ass to Tokyo, man. With only a couple thousand in savings at the time. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. Not at all. If I were to do it again, I probably would have put more into savings. Like, everything else happened perfectly, actually. But, yeah, I definitely would have saved a lot more, you know. But, as they say, all's well that ends well. And, you know, I've been here for over a year now. And, yeah. Things had their ups and downs, obviously, with this. This is how I did it in Japan. One of the best. Yeah, 100% Jason. 100%, man. Like, I do not regret coming back here at all. Like, you know, for me, there's just nothing, you know, really keeping me in America aside from poverty, basically. Many hard lessons about life, right? Well, for me, this was the first time I was able to completely support myself doing video editing work. You know, like this whole taking a break from school in between degrees, like, you know, these past 4 months just showed that, you know, I can do this, man. It's doable. You know, you just got to get yourself out there and do good work, and, you know, one thing will always lead to another. That's how I've been able to keep myself afloat and keep myself very gainfully employed, even during these times. You know, if anything, I've said it before, but old Coloni Macaroni, well, it has affected a lot of people. You know, it has also done a lot of positive things as well. You know, like namely shown people that they can work from home. Because before, like, working from home was considered like a complete luxury. You know, like nobody worked from home. You know, like it was this impossible unicorn job that you had to like know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody that might possibly, maybe on Tuesdays, let you work from home. But now, like, there's many jobs where you can just do this shit from home. And, you know, a lot of what I was able to do wouldn't really be possible if I wasn't given the option to not only work from home, but do school from home as well. Because, you know, you got to keep in mind the commute times. Like Japan, yes, the train system's really nice, very convenient. You know, I do not miss driving at all. And worrying, oh, Jesus, is my car going to fucking make it? Am I going to get sideswiped by a truck? Am I going to fucking die on this road, you know? Don't miss them days at all, let me tell you. But it does take time to get from place to place. And also with old Coloni Macaroni being more prevalent in enclosed environments where there's a lot of people, It's just a breeding ground, you know. And I, you know, just, you know, I don't want to be in that type of environment, you know. And plus, just the commute times wouldn't really make it all that feasible. Like when I was working for Hachiko District, which is a production company out in Tokyo. Originally, the idea was for me to, in between classes, just kind of take a train from Shinjuku to, you know, where they're at in Yogi, and, you know, work for a couple hours and take a train back to school for my next class and do it that way. But the commute times, and especially during those critical times where it's like rush hour, wouldn't have made that all too feasible, and you know, I'd keep my eye constantly on the clock because I have to worry about, oh shit, you know, am I gonna be late for class? You know, I'm gonna worry about, you know, rush hour and stuff like that. I have beautiful, supportive J-girlfriend working on studying income growing your school, drawing manga and modeling in Tokyo for someone super famous on the side. Sick, man, that's awesome. Hell yeah. I'm so proud of you, dude, for real. And that's the thing, man. Good work begats good work. So, house. Oh shit, dude. It's been the hottest of minutes, man. Oh my gosh. So glad you could join me on here. Man, it's been forever, dude. Hope everything is good on your end, man. Oh man. Gotta say, life is good, bud. Life is good. Oh, man. Ah, Jesus. Now I just got this whole wave of nostalgia just listening to, like, you know, you and your sister's music, you know. It's just, oh, it's awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm just getting, like, this wave of nostalgia listening to your music. And it's just like, man. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Save from the negativity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, negativity is just, it'll just pull you down for sure. But yeah, man, I'm not really on Facebook that much these days, so, you know, just kind of is what it is. I'm mostly, you know, doing freelance work out here in Japan, and now back in school, so gonna be working on finishing up my bachelor's, finally. Feels like for fucking ever. But we're getting there, man. So I should have my bachelor's by, let's see, I think it's, so it should be at the end of summer semester next year, I believe. If memory serves. Depending on class availability, of course. But yeah, things are going good, man. Things are going good. Alright, guys. Whew. That coffee is killing me, so I got to get going. So, yeah. That's good to hear, man. That really means a lot, for real. So, for those of you who don't know, House the Great, he made a lot of really good video game covers back in the day. Is that stuff still up on your YouTube channel, dude? I haven't checked it in ages. But yeah, if it's still up there, definitely check it out. He's made a lot of good stuff. You know, he's definitely a gem in the community for sure. But anyway, I got to get going, so it's good seeing everybody. And with all that said, guys, this is the Andy-san. Sign it for now. As always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Oh, it's on Bandcamp? Sick. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out for sure. Alright. Catch you later, dude.